Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, Caffeine Fox here, and I'm like way too close to the camera. Hold up. There we go. Perfection. So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get this out there. I'm sorry I did not have a video out last week. I ended up getting sidetracked with some work stuff, but hey.
I'm here.
And yeah. The last upload I had, I was not really expecting it to like do as well as it did. Oh my goodness, I'm like super freaky excited.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting week. I finally got a bike so I can enjoy the weather outside. It's getting good. So today's video is going to be about age, and more specifically, age for yourself in the fandom. A lot of videos have been like,
this is how this age behaves,
or
how to behave around this age.
But today I'm going to be talking about you, yourself in the fandom, and more specifically, how old can you be in the fandom before it's your time to go? Before it's just like, sorry, you're just too old to be a furry at this point. I kind of thought of this idea when I was making mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Like on my stove randomly. I was just thinking to myself, while I'm surrounded by a bunch of furry stuff in my apartment, because let's face it, I'm trash. I have a whole bunch of furry stuff everywhere. And the thought just crept into my mind. Am I going to be like this when I'm like 60 or 70 years old? Am I going to be a 70-year-old surrounded by dockies and commissions and Shiba Inu pillows? I don't know. I almost had a bit of an existential crisis when I was thinking about this. I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the matter and on whether or not you can be too old to be a furry. Does being a furry have an expiration date? So for me, and I'm sure for a lot of furries in the fandom is a bit more than like a hobby. Sure, at face value, it's a hobby. Like, it's an activity you do outside of work. Some people actually do it for work, but it's a hobby that you partake in, and it gives you some form of enjoyment and self-fulfillment. So it's like a hobby. But the fandom kind of goes a bit deeper than that. The fandom also has social aspects to it too that are very closely tied to it. The lines between it being a lifestyle and just a hobby kind of end up getting blurred. For me, the fandom is like such a huge part of my life that there's like two chapters to my life. There's the part where I wasn't a furry and was just like totally mean to furries. And then the second part, I can actually do this. I have two paw pads. If you're hearing farting noises, that's my chair. It's not me, I swear. The second part of my life was just straight up furry. That entire division for me onward, it's just become like a huge part of my existence. Pretty much most of my friends now are furries, and that's not a bad thing. It's just I never really realized how much of an impact the fandom had on my life. It just seemed like it would just keep on going this way forever. Like many years from now, I wasn't even thinking about it.
I don't have to worry about a thing. I got my animal peeps to back me up.
Oh my gosh, this chair just keeps squeaking. I can see myself many years from now still being in the fandom. Now, granted, things can happen, right? Like maybe I get bored one day and I just decide like, not for me. But honestly, I had so many hobbies growing up and I would never stick with any of them beyond like a couple months at least. So the fact that I was able to actually become a furry and stay in the fandom for so long still amazes me to this day. I honestly think that I'm still gonna be a furry many years from now. But as far as how old can you be as a furry? Even if you get to the point where, like, if say for example, you know, you're fursuiting around everywhere and bouncing around, and you get to the point where it just becomes really difficult to walk around anymore, you could still be a furry. You don't actually have to be like crazy boundless energy all over the place and still be a part of the fandom. I don't know, I just feel like it'd be really interesting. So like when you get older, sometimes your energy levels, sometimes quite a bit, your energy levels kind of drop down. So me getting older, it would be like a bit of a different vibe from the channel, assuming I'm still making YouTube videos like 40 years from now. It'd be weird actually, now that I think about it. It'd just be a lot slower. You honestly don't have to be a certain age to stop liking the fandom. I've heard this so many times when people say, hey, you stop doing something that you like because everybody else who's this age is not doing it. Therefore, you have to conform to everybody else and their expectations. No, life's too short to just do what everybody else tells you to do and kind of go with the flow. That's actually why I ended up discovering the fandom. I wanted to do something crazy and different. I had no idea it would stay this long. But yeah, like, don't listen to what others have to say. Like, if they say you're at this age, you need to be mowing lawns and yelling angrily at people, you could do both. You are your own boss. So yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. Honestly, I don't think there is a set age. Even my tombstone's gonna be like, ooh woo. Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for kind of sticking around on this weird video where I just shake my chair and make fart noises behind it while talking about being an older furry. I hope you liked this content. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. And I would not have been able to do this video without the help of the following Gold Egg patrons.
Holy smokes.
Archie Fur, Apollo Bunny, Cinder Kitten, Dynamo, Dexo, DH, Amaranth Cantonine, Funtime Wolf, Jax Shepherd, Lindsay, Moodle, Revamp Skunk, and Richard Wren. Thank you all so much, and thank you to everybody else who's helped support my channel. Like, thanks! Oh my goodness. If any of y'all want to consider becoming a patron, check me out on the link down below.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for watching and have a great rest of your weekend. Oh my goodness. Bye.